Hey YouTube, this is your boy Bobby. Welcome back to my channel. And today I have a guest with me. Like I promised y'all about the Us review. My best friend Shanice. So yeah, we here to talk about the movie Us. There's a lot of spoilers and stuff going around, but the movie been out for what, like 2 weeks now? 3 weeks, 2 weeks now. So yeah, so the movie been out for a while now, so it's okay for us to talk about the movie and talk shit about the movie. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So what did you think about the movie Us?
To be honest, I did like the movie, but I left the theater confused.
Okay.
So it was kind of like I had the feeling where I was like, oh, that was the shit, but what just happened?
Okay.
So I know a lot of other people thought that as well.
What did you like about the movie?
So what I liked about the movie is I like the action. Like I like the introduction of the tethered Peele family. I like the fact that they had, a black female star lead.
Okay, Lupita.
She was doing her thing throughout the whole movie. What else? I just felt like it was well put together. Even though I didn't understand everything.
Well, we're going to talk about that. Maybe we can,
I feel like it was well put together. Jordan Peele is definitely one of the greats.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mentioned in my other review that I'm going to name him the new master of horror just because, like, up there with, like, John Carpenter and Wes Craven and stuff. Especially because we don't really have too many people like that out now. And especially a black man is doing it. And I have a thing too where there's not too many black people and black directors doing horror movies. Well, it's rare that you see us on screen or directing movies like this. And if we are on screen, we're the first ones being killed in a movie. Or we might probably make it halfway through, but we're still getting killed. Right. Like we never.
I know another thing that I really like about Jordan Peele with his movies is the fact that the previews come off as one thing, but then when you see the movie, it's something totally different. Like it keeps you thinking. Like,
it's like that would Get Out.
Yeah. So like just going into Get Out, I'm thinking it's your typical thriller, but really, it was so much deeper.
All right, speaking since you said it was a thriller, so this is another question I wanted to ask you too. A lot of people don't consider, after seeing this movie, they don't consider it a horror film. They say it's like a social thriller. Do you think it's a thriller or a horror movie?
I feel like this one was a horror.
Okay.
Horror.
And why do you think it was a horror movie?
I feel like it was like a lot more killing. It was a lot more gory.
Okay. That's what it's pretty much about, like most of the time.
Like all horror movies are like that, but then when you have like something like Get Out, it was like, kind of like a suspense thriller type of thing. Yeah. Where it's like, of course people died, but it was just more like thrilling. You know what I mean? Like, ooh, like
there weren't really like gory kills or like murders really happening too much in Get Out. But Get Out, I always said like it was scary, but again it was more horrific for black people because their bodies are being taken over by white people. And that's a scary thing for anybody to take over your body, and you're sitting there watching yourself being controlled because you're in a sunken place or whatever. That's what they call it. So yeah, it's scary in that sense. But with Us, I feel like that was definitely more of a horror film because there was a lot of murder and blood and it was a lot of murder. I just want to say that. What was the parts that you really didn't understand about Us? Because I know there's a lot of theories and stuff going around now on YouTube and just in general how, with the whole tether of them holding hands, and that was a representation of, I guess that video that Adelaide was watching in the beginning of the movie.
The charity.
The holding hands around the world thing that he was doing.
So that part I didn't really understand. I mean, I guess like maybe it's just that I'm like trying to get deep into it because I didn't really understand like small specific things like why with the son I guess like his doppelganger mirrored everything that he did. Like that was something that made me think like.
And I read a theory on that, so I don't know if this is true, but they were saying that the reason why that the tethered version of, I think his name was Jason, the son, he was able to do stuff because come to find out at the end of the movie, you find out that Adelaide is really the tethered version, it's not the real girl. And being as though that she's a tether, but she ended up getting married to a real person, I think his name was Gabe or whatever, the kids are like half tether and half human or whatever. So there's like a sense of where, that's what I heard. I don't know if that's true. We have to wait for Jordan Peele to say what he says, but that's what they said. There's like they're like half tether and half human, so they're able to probably mimic each other in that sense.
Okay, I got you.
Same thing with the other one. They're half human, half tether, because technically Red is the real Adelaide, I guess.
Another thing that like the bunnies confused me. Like I understand that that they said that that's what they ate down there, but then why were they like, I feel like he put that in there significantly, like in the beginning. I'm pretty sure he didn't just put that in there because that's what they ate. Like what was the,
well, I think because people like, when I guess experimenting with cloning and stuff, people use small animals like bunny rabbits and stuff.
Okay.
It being as though that the tether versions or whatever, they're failed experiments from the government. They tested out on the bunnies, and I guess it worked on the bunnies, so that's why there was so many of them, because they were replicated, because it's easy to clone a bunny or whatever. But with humans, they tried doing it, but they failed because I think Red said, or the real Adelaide said, that they can clone bodies, but they can't clone the soul. So that's why I think maybe the bunny rabbits were down there. And I get it, because Jordan Peele, especially throughout the movies, they made it seem like the bunnies were like a big part of it somehow. Right. So I get it, but I guess they were just down there for like a whole cloning thing or whatever. And being as though that was the only source of food that they had down there, that's all they can do is eat the bunny rabbits. But I thought
well, see, now it's like hard for me to say, because now like I understand, like I didn't understand why Adelaide, I think. Adelaide was like going so hard, just like when the little boy walked off, while she just was like when she was freaked out, like calm down, like I know. Yeah,
she was doing the most, making all types of noises and stuff.
Now of course I know it's because she didn't want him to, I'm guessing, go in the same place where she would, and maybe she was gonna be found out. Another thing is at the end, right, when the son looked at her when he was in the driver's side. See how he looked at her like, but like, why? Because I still feel like she didn't give away nothing that made her seem,
I don't know. That is, I guess maybe, I think he probably knew something was wrong. But if you think about it, when Red kidnapped him, I keep doing this, I don't know why. When Red kidnapped him, I think Adelaide found him in a locker. Was he in a locker? Yeah. I guess he was there hearing the whole entire thing, so he kind of maybe heard everything that was going on, and he's seen it too, probably. So he probably knew, but it's just kind of weird for him, because when he looked at her that way, like, that's technically his mom, like she technically gave birth to him, even though she's not the real version, that's still his mother. So he's probably like he probably was like freaked out by it. At the same time, he's just like, I don't know, like, how to accept this. But then people was looking at that look that he was giving her, like he knew the whole time. And then there's theories about him being a tethered version too, which I think is kind of.
But another thing I'm just like thinking of is that if they said that they can't clone souls, then how did, she has some type of soul. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, she bear children, she was emotional, like that's like having the soul, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I think it's because when they were cloned, I guess they grew up down there, so that's why all the other people couldn't really talk. They don't know anything in the like the top of the, on ground, on the earth. They're down there. So if you grow up down there, you're not going to learn English. You're not going to know anything.
Right.
They're not going to really have a personality because you can't grow into your own. You're a clone. You're fake. Whereas though Adelaide, when she came above, I guess when she switched when she was younger, she was able to learn English. She was able to, socialize with other kids and people and, have a family. And that kind of developed who she was as a person. But she still had that type of version of her, obviously, when she was killing the people and making all those weird, crazy noises.
Because that was like...
Yeah, especially at the end. I was like, hold up. But, so I think that's probably why she was able... And the rest of them didn't because they were in the ground the whole entire time. So
I was trying to figure out why Gabe was such a bitch.
But you recently said you found out why.
But after, like, if anybody is still confused about the movie, I would suggest looking at the Breakfast Club interview with Winston. It really helped clear up a lot of things for me. Because, like, just the way he put it with his character, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas it was like, people expected for him to be the typical stereotype of a black man because he was, over 6 feet tall and he was heavy set. So, usually people think that those are violent people.
Yeah.
Where he was more on like the reserve side, a little corny.
Yeah.
And and then his tethered version of him was what people expected for him to be. So it just was like, oh, okay. Like after I seen that, it just was like, it makes sense. Yeah.
I didn't even know until she explained that to me because I didn't watch the interview. But because when we talked about the movie before, we was like wondering why. He was like, why is Gabe acting like that? Like the kids is doing more than him. Like they're like, fucking up the other tethered people, and they're more gangster, and he's just sitting there being a punk. Like, I mean, he did something a little bit, but he was a punk most of the film. But then when you explained that to me, I was like, okay, I guess that makes sense. All right, so my next question for you is, do you think we need more movies like this?
Yes, I do. Like, I'm just so into Jordan Peele right now. Like, I like the fact that he is trying to do things that, like other people just don't do, like other directors and producers and everything, with just having a full black family in a horror movie. Like, that's just like crazy because, like you said earlier, black people always die first. Let alone have a whole family that make it to the whole, like, the end of the movie. I just think that, not to get too like political and all that, I do think that it's time to see that. Like, it's time to see change. Like, we always see different races in horror movies, or where they make it and they become the heroes at the end and things like that. But why not be able to see our own in there? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like he's bringing diversity to the screen, especially in that genre. You know what I mean? So
you can feel more related to us because you see us on the screen.
Instead of feeling like, oh, I'm the black girl, so if something go down, I'm probably dying first. When no, really, now I can pick up the little fireplace thing. Yeah, the fire poker. The fireplace holder and beat people up.
She went throughout the whole movie with that damn fire poker.
She really did. So, now I can feel like, instead of me dying in the first 5 minutes of a tragedy, I can be the hero.
Yes, because we can be here. That's the saying. Like, they make it seem like, black people's always the comedic relief in these movies, and then we just die. Where we could be gangsters when we have to be, you know what I mean? Especially when we come into a situation like that. That's why a lot of people, react the way they do. Well, black people react the way they do when they see somebody on the screen. Like, we wouldn't do nothing like that. You know what I mean? Like, this is how we think.
And not even gangster, but smart.
Yeah, smart.
Like, they just make it seem like, I mean, I don't know. Even in other horror movies, I feel like people always make, regardless of the race, always make dumb decisions. Like, it's real. Be realistic. If something happened and you hear something, you ain't gonna go outside
and investigate it.
Investigate it. I don't care what race you are. We're locking the door. preferably all of them if we have more than just, the front and the back, and we're going to call the police or we're going to call for help or whatever the case. Like, I feel like with Jordan Peele, even though like the two, like, I guess plots to the movie was kind of unrealistic because, well, we don't know if they cloning people, but
that's another conversation.
Even though we don't know about no clones or, people putting themselves in other bodies or not, they both made smart decisions. Like in both movies, they made smart decisions.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if any of them made smart decisions.
Yeah, because just like, I know this is about us, but also Jordan Peele, but even with, in Get Out, where he took the cotton and he thought that through and was like, all right, so I know what I got to do. I got to put this cotton, and he got himself out. But even with us, I think the kids played this smart. They they got their weapons. They ain't asked no questions, especially that little girl. She was with it. She was with it. I love her. Just was like, we need to save our mother,
Zara,
and that's what we need to do. Like, I really did like her. Like, she was my favorite character in this movie. Apart, Lupita was
Lupita.
So, because I really do think Lupita really played like this well.
She did.
I don't care about why Winston was the way he was playing gay, but I still don't like it. He was my least favorite.
But I also heard that when Winston Duke got the role for it, Jordan Peele was saying like he don't want to see M'Baku in this movie,
right?
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because M'Baku is like a warrior and aggressive, so he said, "I want to see the opposite of that."
Right.
And we got the opposite of that because he wasn't no M'Baku on here.
Right.
So,
but to answer your question, I definitely want to see more movies like this. So I cannot wait to see Candyman.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Even though I did not like the original, but
I love the original. That movie was just unsettling and scary and just.
It wasn't scary.
It was. I
can't wait to see how Jordan Peele is going to do this over.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
So there have been statements there was a statement that Jordan Peele said that he's never going to cast a white man in his movie. Well, the lead role in his movie. And there's some conflicting conversations about that, where a lot of people felt like why he had to say that, or he's like now separating people and all that other stuff. Me personally, I don't think there's nothing wrong with that, because like we were saying back just now, that we see more people like us, and for years, especially in horror movies, we always see the white people be the survivors, and it's mostly the families or whoever. The main cast is white, and we never really see too many people like us. So now that we have somebody that's African American or biracial, whatever you want to call them, but African American, directing these type of movies, he's now giving us a platform to star in these type, this genre, of movies. So, do you think it was anything wrong that he said about that,
no,
or how he said it?
I don't think so, because you gotta think about it. Where it's like, you see how with women, okay. There has been plenty of women say like, oh, I want to see more women directors and women producers and women writers, and I want to see more lead women actresses and things like that. Nobody gets mad at that. Because I'm pretty sure if there was a woman director and she had a great idea for a movie, she's going to make sure her women are front and forward. And that's what you got to do. I feel like you got to look out for your own. And like he said, obviously he does not dislike white people. He's married to a white woman. And I heard, I don't know how true this is, but they, back then when there were black actors and actresses, kind of complaining about not getting the lead roles that they feel like they deserve, that, people were kind of like, oh, well, start doing your own thing and cast your own people. So now, since there is an African American creating his own stuff, what's the problem with him casting his own people? I mean, I don't know if it's the problem where he's casting his own people or just because he said it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I don't think, like, I feel like the context of what he said didn't come off wrong or anything, but I'm feeling it.
No, I agree. I don't feel like there's nothing wrong. A lot of people said they had a problem with how he said it, but I feel like it's the truth. You know what I mean? Like, how else can he say it? I mean, you want him to sugarcoat it, and it's just like, no, like, it's the truth. We do just see most of our people not in these type of movies, and I feel like it's better for, you know, a director like him to continue to keep casting people like us in these type of movies. And it's like he was saying how he was saying, like, the reason why, like, there's not too many black movies out there that's like big and mainstream is because it's not going to make them enough money.
Right.
But he proved that wrong. You know what I mean? Like, we got Get Out, we have Us, and these movies both made a whole bunch of money. You know what I mean? And it proves that we could create our own movie and kill it in the box office and do our thing. Even Black Panther, it's not a horror movie, but that's a superhero movie that the whole cast was basically, all of them were black except for maybe like 2 or 3 people in there. And that movie smashed it, not just because it was a superhero film, you know, with the, you know, Marvel universe, but a lot of people that weren't Marvel fans went to still go see that movie, and they loved it. And they're not fans of Marvel at all, and they still love that movie. But you can see how it is when black people go ahead and create their own, and it does definitely bring in the money and it pisses out there more. So.
But I even feel like Tyler Perry does that. Like, he doesn't say it, you know what I mean? But if you look at all of his movies, all of them have black leading actors and actresses.
True.
Like, regardless. So he didn't say it, but
Tyler Perry movies, though, I mean, I love Tyler Perry. Don't get me wrong. I love his movies. And yeah, a lot of them are black. And I'm pretty sure some of them make like a lot of money, but there's...
Well, I just feel like with his, he got some hits and he got some misses.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's quality over quantity. And he just, you know, put things out back to back. So the quality of it is not really as good.
Yeah, you get to choose and select from those few that he put out.
But just to, you know, have an example of like an all black cast, like he always, you know, so stars black actors and actresses. So if you want to see a black lawyer or a black doctor or a black, you know, just a black family doing well, Tyler Perry gives you that. I mean, he's not really, I guess he wouldn't be like mainstream. I
mean, he is. He made Madea like really mainstream, but because he's more in the comedy, you know, field. Yeah. But I think a lot of his movies are very predictable and kind of and you kind of see the same stories just told in a different way in his films. So I think that's why a lot of people's kind of just like
shy away from it.
Yeah,
but, I mean,
but he's still doing his thing.
Yeah, just to give an example of like, you know, he is doing what Jordan Peele said, basically, like. You know,
all his cast is pretty much black.
So it's not that they don't have white people in it, but they just won't be the lead. And I think that, you know, again, not to get too political or into race, white people have so many more advantages, white privilege, and now that they see, you know, I don't know, like, African Americans are starting to get some of this privilege is a problem now. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I don't.
Yeah, they always find a problem with something, but they still going to see our movies, so it's cool. But you know, our movies are for everybody.
I'm with it.
Yeah, I'm with it as well. The last question is, what did you dislike about the movie? Like, what was not what you didn't get, but what was like something nitpicky that you probably didn't care for, or like.
To be honest, like, the only thing that I really disliked was the fact that Gabe was not, like, helping out his family. Like, regardless, I don't know. Man, I kind of get it now after, you know, they saying, like, why he didn't and all this stuff. But they took him out in the first, like, in the beginning.
Yeah, he was the first.
You know what I mean? So.
But it kind of sets it up for, like, Lupita stand out.
For her to stand out. But, and I feel like we could have seen more of the tethered people killing people as well. Yeah. So we only got to see like that one family. Yeah. Like I feel like, you know, maybe we could have seen like a little more interaction with them. Yeah. Or maybe I mean,
no, I agree.
that's it.
Like when I went to go see the film, I thought it was just basically about that family's particular like tether. I
Right.
didn't know it was going to be like a whole like global thing or whatever, just in that area thing. So when we seen that their friends were like tethered to, especially those daughters, they were doing fucking
They were
headstands
so creepy.
and I was like, what the hell? But like I wasn't expecting seeing like more versions of them. So when I seen that, I was getting hyped. But I wanted to see more of that. You know what I mean? And maybe a little bit more explanation. Like I understand their red kind of explained, how they came about and the clone and all that other stuff. But I just wanted to know a little bit more about why
Right.
and like just a little bit more reason
They could
why.
have went deeper into like, well, why did they clone people? Or
But then some people was upset about that. Like I seen somebody was talking about that they were explaining too much about, they want to keep that a mystery as far as because that made it more scary as far as how they came out. So I can understand how that would be scary because you don't understand why they're here. But me, and I'm pretty sure for you want to know why. Like,
Right. And I think that they could have like gave us a little more of Adeline's life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they could have, even if it was just like her having moments like flashbacks into like her teenage years or something like that. You know what I mean? Like she could have made a little mistake and almost show her identity in middle school or high school, or like they should have just showed us like a little more than her just sitting in the therapist's office with her parents.
Yeah.
Because I feel like really that's all they show other than her going into like the house.
Speaking of that part, I got like what was going on when like I guess when they switched and when the mom was in the office and she's like, I just want my daughter back. Mm-hmm. When she said that, I was just like, they switched. But then I knew that right away. But then when it got further into the movie, when she was grown and stuff and she had her family, then I kind of like retracted that and went back and like, all right, maybe she's
right.
But then when I found out that they did actually switch, I said I was right the first time.
Right,
you know what I mean? Because like I get it, like her daughter's not talking, she came out different, but like, and anybody was like, I just want my daughter back, but they just make that like a whole.
Yeah, because now that you say something, she just was like,
yeah,
looking like, oh no, she did not say that.
She's like, I got caught. Oh shit. Anything else that you wanted to talk about with us, or?
Nope. I thought the movie was awesome, especially after, like, I get it more, and I got to hear what they had to say. I gotta watch Jordan Peele has one now with him explaining everything.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
I
didn't know about that.
I ran across it on YouTube, but I did not watch it yet. So I'm gonna watch that. Just to see if there's anything else that I missed, or
I need to hop on
with
that,
all those theories and everything like that. So I'm gonna watch that. But I think the movie was great. I want to see more movies like it. Definitely after seeing Get Out and then Us, you just know that with Jordan Peele, you gotta go in with an empty mind. Like, you can't have no expectations
Nope.
for his movies, because they really throw you for a loop, and I like that.
Yeah.
Like, I like that when you go in, all of his trailer shots aren't the only like exciting things that you see in the movie, and you can never predict it. Like, who would have ever thought that the whole world was getting cloned?
Yes. We might be getting cloned, y'all. Everybody that's doing that 23andMe, they getting y'all.
Right?
Keep doing it. But yeah, I enjoyed the movie. I definitely, I kept saying I was going to see it again. I didn't get a chance to see it again, but I want to see it again. Because I now, if I go see it again, I can actually probably pick up on things that I didn't pick up before.
Yeah.
But the only things I do remember is like Adelaide, being weird as far as like, everybody else is eating meat and she's eating strawberries because she's a vegan, or
the snapping.
Or
she was so obvious.
yeah. But she say, go with the beat.
Yeah.
And Jason's just like,
that
girl.
was like, I was like, oh, that's why she on beat.
Yes, nowhere near 5 on it.
Right.
Even when she was on the beach, when you know her friend was like trying to talk about stuff, and she's like, "Nah, I just don't talk about like me dancing and stuff anymore." Like,
Oh,
she was just,
yeah, because I mean, technically, she really don't know much about that.
Yeah, not at all. So yeah, Us is a great film. I can't wait to own that, John. I gave that movie a 9.5 on my last review, but what did you give this movie?
I think I'm gonna go with you.
9.5.
I'm gonna give it 9.5, and that other 0.5 is only because I gotta go. Like I had to search for some answers. That's the only thing. But other than that, confused and all, I thought it was a good movie.
Yeah, a lot of people are just like, I don't want to go into a movie thinking about stuff. I want to go in and just be entertained. But I feel like we were entertained. Yeah. But I feel like we should be using our damn brains and like think about stuff. It gives you. That's why I think what Jordan Peele wants. He wants you to leave the theater thinking and like creating your own stuff. Like what we're all doing now. I think that's what he wants.
Yeah.
And then like the video, like you say, he got her out. Then he'll explain us what the real deal is. But. I give it a 9.5. She give it a 9.5. And let me know what you guys thought about Us in the comments down below. And was there anything else you had to say? Or no, of course. Anytime, she will be back, y'all. This is my first guest. I love her. I know her since forever. So she will definitely be back for future videos and stuff. So guys, thanks for watching, and I see you guys in the next video. Peace.